Hello everyone and welcome to Spot. In this episode we're gonna have a look over one pretty popular Runeword, which is also not that expensive and it only requires 3 open socket bases, and the one in mind is called Treachery. So this specific Runeword requires level 43 and 3 runes, and them being Shell, 2 and Lem, and just the Lem rune is being somewhat valuable and is required for a few other Runwords, and it's also used in a Quadric Cube recipe to upgrade exceptional to elite quality unique items, but that's another story. So now let's talk about the options which this specific Runword provides and why it's so popular. The very first one being 5% chance to cast level 15 Fade when struck, and this is an assassin skill, which is targeting survivability of the character, and basically what it does, it gives you at level 15 pretty good amount of all resistances, and there's a hidden perk with this specific skill, which gives you also some percentage of physical damage reduction. And there's a visual mechanic, whenever this skill is procced, your character becomes somewhat transparent, so that's a pretty cool visual effect coming from this Runeword. Now the next option is 25% chance to cast level 15 Venom on striking, and again this is an assassin skill. Basically what it does, it applies somewhere around 200 poison damage over 0.2 seconds, so it's pretty quickly applying that sweet poison damage, and it's a decent damage booster, put it that way. And that's followed by +2 to assassin skill levels, and of course the assassin character can dramatically benefit from such a Runeword. After that we got 45% increased attack speed, which is a pretty significant amount, put it that way, and this can really increase your damage output on a variety of physical damage dealing characters and not only the assassin class. After that we got 20% faster hit recovery, which is another survivability option. This one is pretty good to prevent your character from being stun locked by being hit at the same time by multiple enemies or specific skills. So the more percentage of faster hit recovery you have, you're gonna hit the next frame, and this is ultimately prevent your character from being stun locked. After that we got Cold Resist 30, which is just a single resistance coming from this armor piece, but don't forget that we have the 5% chance to cast level 15 Fade proc with this specific Runeword, so in terms of survivability it's actually pretty decent, providing us with a decent amount of all resistances, damage reduction, and as well as a little bit of extra cold resist. And the last option being 50% extra gold from monsters, which is not that helpful, but of course it's still usable. Helps you to achieve those good numbers in your stash among the gold, I mean, so you can do pretty good gambling sessions in addition with that extra gold. Now let's discuss the best bases which you'd like to consider if you want to make yourself such a Runeword. In my opinion, the best base is the Archon Plate, and it's followed by the Dusk Shroud, and after that we got the Scarab Husk. And these 3 bases are definitely, in my opinion, the best ones to make this Runeword in. Basically, the specific Runeword doesn't give you any additional enhanced defense or any defense amounts, and that's why I'd recommend to make it in a relatively high defense armor basis. And these 3 specifically, which I said, are considered light armor bases, and if you make it in such ones, you're not gonna suffer any movement speed penalties, unlike if you make it into heavier armor base, for example. So that's about the bases pretty much. Now let's discuss why this specific one requires level 63. As I've already said, the Runeword itself requires only level 43, but because it's made into an Archon Plate, which is elite level item, the item itself requires level 63, and that's why we still have the same level requirement applied to the Runeword as well. Now let's discuss who can benefit from wearing such an armor. In my opinion, there's a variety of characters and builds which can definitely benefit a lot from this specific Runeword, and of course all of them are physical damage dealing characters. I can see this armor working extremely well with the Zealer Paladin, Smiter Paladin, also Troll Barbarian, Berserk Barbarian as well in some cases and instances. Also it can work pretty well with Fury Druid, I can say. It pairs extremely nicely with Bow Amazon. It can still do some good things with Javazon as well. And obviously it works extremely well with all the assassin variants. So basically quite a lot of characters can benefit from wearing this specific Runeword. And the 45% increased attack speed is such a solid amount that basically it increases your damage output significantly. And this is a pretty good placeholder for your character until you can farm yourself and get yourself a Fortitude armor to replace this one with. And in terms of survivability, as I've already said, we're lacking the extra defense, but we compensate that with the all resistances coming from the Fate perk and the damage reduction coming from it as well. And pretty solid armor, of course, and yeah, for the rune investment, I highly recommend it. If you haven't made one for yourself, definitely try it. It's not that expensive, Flame rune is quite easy to get by. Especially on Hell, you can run the contest multiple times, and over the course of a few days you can definitely get one Flame rune, it's not that difficult. So, who else can benefit from this armor? If you're already at such point where you've overgrown the specific armor piece and you gathered the best in slot for your specific build, and this one is good to be replaced, you can still use it on your mercenary. And even for mercenary, this armor does absolute wonders, put it that way. You can use it on Act 1 mercenary, you can use it on Act 2 mercenary, and also the barbarian mercenary works pretty well with such a armor piece. It offers the mercenaries pretty good survivability whenever they're procced. And also their damage output, excuse me, it's significantly boosted by the 45% increased attack speed. So at the moment with my character, this is exactly what I'm doing basically. My mercenary is benefiting from wearing this specific armor piece. And now let's talk about the other thing which you can do with this specific armor. You can use it as a pre-buff, even if you have better armor to replace it with, it can still come handy, and what I mean by that I'm going to show you right now. So the easiest way to pre-buff your character is to go at Act 4 at the River of Flames, and here I'm going to equip the Treachery armor, so just I can show you. And if we go into those flames, there is a 5% chance that we're going to proc the Fate skill, so I'm going to wait here in the fire. This is damaging me a little bit, but still is not gonna take that long, so we can withstand it. Of course, don't try this if you have like minus 100 fire resist or something like that, or you just started Hell and you're not that high level, because this fire damage can actually kill you, believe it or not. So let's just wait a little bit until we get it procced. I just want to show you the visual effect which comes with it. So at the moment you can see my resistances, but this is using my aura, so this is how my resistance is looking at the moment. Come on, it's taking quite long this time. Yeah, sometimes it can take like 1 or 2 minutes, other times it just procs it straight away, but in this situation looks like we'll have to wait a little bit. But of course you can just skip the video if you don't want to wait for the proc. Anyway, extremely good armor piece. I highly recommend making one for your character, even for your mercenary. It's very good also within the trading community, and many people are looking for such an armor piece. You can easily trade one, you can easily fight one, you can easily make one, and I recommend doing so, because the benefits from this specific armor piece are pretty much great, and in terms of investment you really don't need that much. So it's already procced, and here you can see my paladin is already somewhat transparent, and now I can just put back my other armor piece, and if I put these charms back. So now, with my character being buffed, I got really good all resistances as well as decent amount of physical damage reduction, and this is how my character is looking at the moment with the Fate proc, so you got an idea. And maybe you've seen some other characters which were looking exactly like that, now you know how they do it. And this is gonna bring us to the end of this video, guys. I hope you liked it and I hope you've learned something new. Definitely make this armor, I highly recommend it. Stay tuned for the next video and I'll see you later. Bye!